Rest of the top 25 real quick. I've been saving up on Tennessee for a little bit because I think the college football playoff selection committee has broken its own protocol. Okay. So I, like you, watched South Carolina hang 63 on Tennessee's skull at Williams-Brice Stadium. I, like you, saw Hendon Hooker go out of the game late, down 18, and ruin his career and his season with a blown ACL, right? I wrote about that at Fox Sports as well, basically trying to put into some sort of picture, some analysis around not just what Hendon Hooker was doing, but what he and Tennessee had done together. And in looking at this ranking, I can only assume that the selection committee decided to rank Tennessee at 10 because Hendon Hooker is hurt. And that is against their own protocol. They are supposed to take what had happened last week and put it into a snapshot for this week. They are not supposed to predict what they think is going to happen. R.E., Tennessee being a worse football team because Hendon Hooker is no longer playing, which also makes Vanderbilt feel some kind of way because Vanderbilt is riding, quiet as is kept, a 2-game win streak against SEC opponents with a win against Florida last week, the same Florida that beat Utah, the same Utah that is pretty damn good at playing in the Pac-12. But more than that, I think this is Josh Heupel and Joe Milton's opportunity to really put everybody on Front Street. If you're a Michigan fan, you know about Joe Milton. You know that the talent is there and the athleticism is there. It's about being able to do it consistently and not give the ball to the other team. When he's had opportunities to play at Tennessee, it's been up and down, but you could see that if Josh Heupel can teach that dude how to be accurate down the field and to take advantage of his ridiculous physical traits, they're a monster. As a matter of fact, I don't see how Joe Milton doesn't play well in this game and in their next game and doesn't end up getting looks from NFL teams that you would never expect him to get looks from because he's just that talented. And I would put it this way. Joe Milton is a more talented quarterback than Hendon Hooker, but Hendon Hooker is a better quarterback than Joe Milton, so you start the better quarterback. But I also think this is really taken out of context what Tennessee has done and what that offense is able to do. Because, yeah, the quarterback stirs the drink. We all know this. This is why the Heisman Trophy is a quarterback-driven award. But you have a Biletnikoff Award finalist out there in Jalen Hyatt who also came on very strong. When Byron Young is on his game, the defense is on their game. When Jabari Small can run the ball effectively, they do whatever they want at Tennessee, and they don't need a whole hell of a lot of time to go score. So you're going to drop them to 10 behind two teams they beat. LSU, which is ridiculous, right, at number 5, and then Alabama at number 7. To which, does the scoreboard even matter? Yeah, it matters in as far as who you lost to, not who you beat. And I thought that, one of the things that we all wanted to do in this sport was talk about who you beat and how good you are as opposed to who you didn't beat and how bad you are. As a matter of fact, it's one of the first things that I had to learn when I got to this Yankees job is, hey, man, lean into the stuff that's cool. And Tennessee is cool. Like, they beat Alabama for the first time in the Nick Saban era. They started the college football playoff rankings at number 1 for the first time in the college football playoff era. And because they lost to South Carolina, the college football playoff selection committee has taken it out on them that they once ranked them at number 1. I think that says more about the suits in that boardroom than it does about those kids playing at Neyland. And I am saying this as a person that, my cousin is a Rocky Top fan. Our senior producer, Catherine Donnelly, is a Rocky Top alumna. But I've been real skeptical of what Tennessee is capable of doing or not doing. And I've fallen in love with them too, right? I really enjoyed watching what Josh Heupel's been able to do and watching how a program that has been through it, like absolutely been through it, is having a good time. And all of a sudden they lose to a South Carolina team that is better than its record, where Spencer Rattler has a Bruce Leroy moment. I mean, he's like 81% completion percentage, 438 yards and 6 tutties. And we can't celebrate that. We have to talk about how bad Tennessee is. That bothers me. And I hope that, Tennessee does what they normally do to Vanderbilt. No disrespect to Vanderbilt, but y'all can afford the loss. Y'all can afford anything. You go to Vanderbilt. That's the point. But I'm also looking for Joe Milton to say, like, okay, this is what you think of us? Cool. Let us put this on our backs and let's go what we do in our final regular season game and then see what everybody else does. Because Lord help LSU if they lose to Texas A&M this week. Because Texas A&M is bad. Talented, but bad, right? And then if they get beat down by Georgia, everybody just says, oops, our bad. We'll just drop them. As opposed to they never should have been here in the first place. Thank you for watching the #1 college football show. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and like this video so that you don't miss any of the best college football coverage in America.